Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse, Counts Marine, the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, and Avery Superstore.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray here in Memphis, Tennessee, and on 92.9 HD FM across the world, and ESPN 790, and all you folks in Brownsville and Jackson, Tennessee, listening to what we call the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming. And again, in 2 weeks, 18 years on the air. That's Gene Smith is sitting here next to me. He was one of the co-hosts that first morning. Does it seem
back
like
down in the dungeon.
We're in the dungeon at WMC downtown, and now we're out here on Mount Moriah, the interstate, and the Intercom radio family. Glad to have Gene also filling in as our good friend Andy Tweed. I know, Andy, we kept you kind of busy. We're going to talk a little fishing now, okay?
All right.
We're going to talk a little fishing to a man that I know he's got to be happy, paid the price, so to speak, to get that very first elite win recently on Lake Guntersville out of Scottsboro, Alabama. And the dramatic fashion he did it. Now, you guys know that I love to watch fishing. I watch fishing, and fishing is almost like other sports. You can win by ounces and be a champion. And in fishing, ounces mean a lot because this guy won by 6 ounces. So let's talk to Jamie Hartman. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're doing great. It's been a month now, Jamie.
Yes, sir.
I know is it worn off, or are you still feeling that exhilaration and what this meant to your career?
Yeah, I definitely am. It was so busy the weeks following, right after the win, with a lot of media stuff and interviews and podcasts and you guys radio shows.
Uh-huh.
It was hectic for quite a while. But now that it started to slow down a little bit, it's really sinking in how awesome it really was. It was great. It was such an adrenaline rush at the time, and then things just got crazy for a while. And then I've got to sit back and reflect on it, and have a lot of people still reach out to me and want to talk to me about it, and just a lot of friends. I got back up here to New York about a week and a half ago. And it's been pretty awesome, man. It's like a big welcoming center.
Well, I know by winning, take us through it, because I know, if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't the best start that you've ever had in your career. But as we know, it's not how you arrive, and that's what I say in the golf here. It's not how you drive; it's how you arrive. And I think you can take this from yourself. Walk us through the start and talk a little about the finish.
Yeah, the start was rough. That seemed to be my trend this year. I start off slow, and then I make my comeback. I started off real slow in the first 2 events, and I did not make my comeback. So I had a rough start this year.
46th
trying to get
place.
back into the swing of things.
46th place after one day, 14 pounds of fish. What's your thoughts going into day 2? I mean, you're trying to make the cut. I know it. So
yeah, I'm trying not to lose points. Is what I was trying to do. I knew I had to really switch up and start to leave some of that deep bite alone.
Yeah.
The weather completely changed throughout practice to the tournament, and with that, you have to adapt daily. And that's what I did. I went to the grass. I started fishing a lot more grass.
Yeah.
And I never practiced it during the official practice at all.
At all.
I really had to start over, riding up and down that river. Stuff catches your eyes.
Yes.
Up and down the river, and man, that's all I did. I went to areas actually where people weren't fishing, thinking it was getting pressure, and and it worked out. I had my own stretches, and I found one really good spot in practice that I'd start on every day, and that was actually the winning spot for the last day, where I caught them all on topwater too. Every day I'd catch them right there in that little spot, and it was a great start, except for the first day. I did get 4 fish out of it, but only one like 3 1/4, so it was a real slow day the rest of the day. But man, every other day was really good starting spot. And then I just went to the grass for the rest of the day and just kept pulling up.
And and you kept pulling up, if I'm not mistaken, ended up with 79 pounds, 10 ounces to win by 6 ounces. And someone told me, did you not lose a 5-pounder before you caught a 6.7-pounder?
Must be talking about the morning bite with the top water.
Yes, the morning bite with the top water.
Yeah, I did. One come up and he come right out of the water.
Oh.
And I didn't realize he missed the bait completely with all the commotion, the wind, the waves, and everything. And I swung on him, and the bait come at me about 10 yards, hit the water, and I kind of turned to the camera. I'm like, oh, my God, it was a 5-pounder. I was all jacked up anyway because of how the bite was happening. And I no less moved that bait in a 6.5, just engulfed it.
Oh, man. Yeah. And you were looking at the cameraman? Was that right? I mean, you turned around?
I did. I turned and looked at the camera, said, oh, my God, it was a 5-pounder. And, man, I turned around, and that bait just moved just a touch, and the 6.5, choked it. And
wow.
I ended up landing that.
Well, it's just, again, we're talking to Jamie Hartman, who got his first elite victory back in late June on Lake Gunnersville out of Scottsboro, Alabama. And we got to talk, Jamie, a little bit here because I understand as soon as you got the trophy, the weather didn't turn good for you, did it?
That's an understatement right there.
What happened?
Oh, my goodness. We had a heck of a storm come in, right? I think we were 3 guys into the weigh-in. And
it hit.
Trip Weldon kept peeking out the back.
Yeah, no Trip.
And
yeah.
Tell Mercer,
yeah,
hurry up, let's go. You could see it coming. And, oh, my God, by the time we got to the last 2 guys, they pushed them right through. And, man, it was like, I won. Like, I pointed at myself and said, I won because everything was so crazy.
Oh, the weather.
He pointed at me and said, "You won.
You won, and let's get out of here. Let's bail out."
Yeah,
so to speak.
Mercer says, "Everybody take cover immediately." And boy, did he mean it.
And did you take your trophy and find cover someplace? That.
I took my trophy and I stayed right on that stage.
Okay, I just want to make sure lightning.
I didn't move.
You don't want lightning to hit that trophy, that's for sure. But
no, but I was not giving up my stage time just yet.
No, we'll talk about 2018, Jamie. We got to bring that in. Injuries and things along that line. Back problems, if I'm not mistaken. That had to be a real disappointment for a man that I know you're a competitor. So talk about what you went through in 2018, and then think about what this had to make your victory even more satisfactory.
It absolutely was. I went through one of the worst stages of my life with the pain that I had incapacitating me and laying me up in the house for over a month.
Wow.
Without ever leaving, in so much pain. It ended up being a ruptured disc that was pushed onto my sciatic nerve, causing a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And, man, I didn't have the insurance I needed to have.
Oh, man.
I had options, but I decided to do it the natural way and cure it myself. So it took a lot of time, but I did end up doing it. I fought, and I said, I'm not giving up my career and everything that I worked for so long and just let it go because, I got hurt. I can fix myself, and I said I'm going to, and that's exactly what I did.
Amazing.
And I just couldn't wait to get going this season.
Well, I can imagine. No, I can't imagine. Everybody says, well, a lot of us have been in those shoes, but no, we haven't because as a professional fisherman, laying up is not what you want to do during the season and knowing everything was going on. So you've come back now, and a lot of folks may not realize this, that if you heard him earlier in the interview here, he talked about going back to New York. Now, Jamie is a New Yorker. If you say, well, I thought he lived in Arkansas. Can't you tell the way Jamie talks? He does not live in Arkansas. He's not. Okay. I'm from Arkansas. I know my dialect. But you moved to Russellville to rejuvenate your career. I've got to ask you, and I asked you this before this, have you been back to Russellville and assessed what the Arkansas River flood did to Lake Dardanelle? Have you heard anything from you? What's going on there?
It was pretty bad there for a while. They had to blow a lot of water through the main river.
Yeah.
I live in Russellville, and we have what's called the Illinois Bayou.
Yes, I know that.
Just off of that.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. The couple guys that I know from there said, we're not going to see it in here. And I said, what you mean? He said, well, they blast that river so hard, all the water goes right down through the main river, and it'll flood the main river, but it won't make the bayou too high.
Yeah, it did.
And it was the craziest thing I ever seen. That water come through there so fast.
Yeah.
That it raised the bayou maybe a foot is all.
Wow. Well, I saw videos of it going in there, and it was just amazing. Before we let you go, Jamie, what's next for you? What you got coming up?
Well, we got New York on the schedule. We've got St. Lawrence River out of Waddington, New York.
There you go.
15th of August.
Yes, yeah.
Immediately following is Cayuga Lake, the August 22nd.
You're looking forward
back events.
So this, you have all the edge now. You got to win, and you're going home. Now, how much better can that be? There's no pressure on you, right?
No, none at all. I haven't heard any pressure on me, no.
Well, you're quite a man, Jamie.
Absolutely.
We want to congratulate you again, Outdoors with Larry Ray. You've got a lot of fans here in the Memphis area, and we wish you continued success. And let's hook up down the road, buddy, okay? And you just stay after it, and we'll pull for you, okay?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
All right, buddy. Thanks for talking to us.
You bet.
Have a great
one.
one.
Soon.
All right.
You too.
All right. Jamie Hartman, we're going to take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray and switch gears. The man's in the room. He's got notebook. He's got all sorts of paper in his hand over there.
Is he serving anybody?
I can't wait for the Duck, Buck, and Bass Sportsman's Expo. We're going to talk to Brian Rowan, and if that's not good enough, anybody ever heard of a guy named T-Bone? We're going to talk to him later on the show. Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.